own the rickshaw. They are the entrepreneurs. They run a small business unit called their own rickshaw. We are so-called just dial for them, and we give them more leads.
Hi, I have two questions for you. One is, I came from the funding side. So it's like how easy or difficult it is to get a funding if you're looking for a lower level of funding. I mean, generally investors always think of investing heavily and want to have major stakes in the company. So is it easy to get smaller amount of funding on a say per quarter basis? And second is like how has been your response for the customers on the Android platform?
So to answer your first question, depends like what is small for you for like
say,
size.
Say something which is less than 50 lakhs or something. Investors won't be interested to invest on that and have a similar corresponding stakes in the company. So is it how easy or difficult it is to get such kind of fundings? And if you needed that, or you always gone for high funding, then it's fine.
So like I guess till certain ticket size. Most of us like bootstrap and investors also appreciate that, like, you should put your investment as well, like, the skin in the game apart from the sweat that you're putting. So if it's a very small investment, then some of us are able to manage that, or through friends and family we manage that. I understand that most of the investors, even at angel level, would want to invest higher ticket size, but depends on the negotiation. We also started with something similar. We wanted to raise, let's say, X, and we started negotiating, and finally I think we raised 10 times the amount that we were trying to raise, mainly because of similar reasons. Depends. So I would encourage that if you want to raise a small ticket size, then it's better to convince people whom you already know. And these days people have that kind of money to put in your idea, and once you get some traction, because investors see that, okay, this person can convince 5 of his friends, family members, has put in some of his money, then it gives them comfort.
So just an addition, like you said you acquired something around 10x of the amount. So did it become a liability sort of as to what you're going to do with such a huge amount of money?
I would say that's a good question. Actually, so we were not prepared to get that money, and then we. Good thing was that we could do a lot of experiments that we would not have done otherwise, and bad thing is that we burned a lot of money. But yeah, I think we go through that cycle. Being first time entrepreneurs, me and Mukesh raised that money, and we put it not. We didn't use it very optimally. We could have done a better job at that.
And my second was as to how is the Android app doing, bringing business to how good it is.
So I'll tell you more about Indian customer mindset. In other countries it's different. Here, when it comes to traveling, people talk about trust. Like if someone has an appointment, a flight, they mostly till date they're comfortable talking to the customer care executive. Most of the Android applications, when we rolled it out, most of the bookings were like by other Android developers across the world, testing our app, cancelling, testing our app, cancelling. But over a period of time, it has increased, and while we are building it, there are companies who have moved like maybe 40-50% of their customers on Android platform.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so the question is around branding. I mean, have you thought of having auto wale rickshaws that having a different color hood or something that distinctly describes them compared to others? Because you mentioned that when you hail a cab, when you hail an auto, you are more likely to respect a auto that is autowale.in probably. So is there anything that you're doing specifically to brand and create that differentiation on the road where people visually see it every day?
So yeah, just to link it to previous question, using investors' money, we have tried some of the experiments. So one of the experiments was that we, instead of like branding all our rickshaws, we branded few of our rickshaws just to see the traction. And the moment we did that, we realized that there is some opposition on the road in certain areas. So which was a good learning for us in early stages when we were trying to build that kind of traction. Our drivers would go to a remote area. There is another driver, non-auto driver, standing there for like 2 hours waiting for customer. Our like hero driver would go take a customer, come back like Shah Rukh Khan. So other drivers don't encourage that. So slowly we had to like discourage it. So it's like if you want to do well in a system, be with the system, look very similar, don't create any friction, and even if there is a friction, just like you can handle it better. So that was the biggest learning, and then same thing we heard, same opinion we heard from other radio cab companies and other dial rickshaw companies in other cities, that just because they were different, it was tough for their drivers to work with existing drivers.
I want to know, how is the end customer benefiting at the end of the day? Is it only saving time, and is it only convenient, or is it also about saving the cost? Because people here are very sensitive to the cost. If it is costing just 20 rupees without auto only, they would prefer that.
So we have three major focus areas. One is cost, one is the convenience, and third is like the reliability, the safety part. The safety part is more for women when they are traveling like late night, early morning. They trust auto wale more than most of the other radio cab companies. But talking about specifically cost, there is we did that calculation. There's a cost saving of around 30 to 50% in remote areas, because there is a concept of half return in most of the areas in Pune. So if you hail a rickshaw on road, you would charge maybe like 300 rupees, and if you book an auto wale rickshaw, on top of the convenience of door-to-door service and a well-behaved driver, you would save maybe like 100 rupees on that trip, which is, I think, a huge cost saving for customers. And there are customers who use us on a daily basis. If you multiply it by 20 days a month and 10 months a year, then it's a huge saving for customers.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I want to ask you something. You've already gone through a process of building a platform, and you're a software engineer. Many of us are not from technology background, okay? But we may have an idea which can make use of the platform that you've already created. So are you open to sharing your platform, say in a kind of a joint venture or kind of mentorship? You become mentor to somebody, may not become an investor, but are you open to that kind of an idea?
So, I think this entire entrepreneurship ecosystem is building because of sharing. Believe me, even in technology, there are a lot of things that we don't know. For example, telephony, telcos, GTS, all those things we don't know. There, we choose to work with other entrepreneurs. There are specialized cloud telephony companies we work with. There are telcos we work with. For apps, we had a company who helped us do fine tuning of the apps. So we believe in working with experts, and if we have built something that could be of use to other companies, then I'm sure there'll be different ways of integrating. There'll be different ways of monetizing as well as sharing.
Okay, before I would like to call Mukesh. Mukesh, where is he? He's another founder of the company. In 5 years from now,
Right.
where do you see yourself? An auto wallet.
Oh, where do I see myself? Hawaii. Hopefully we solve the company, solve the problem to a great extent, taken the one solution. Sorry? Yeah, taken the solution pan-India, right? Hopefully sold the company, I re-emphasize. And mainly, see, we started trying to solve the problem. And we would really like to solve the problem, no matter what, right? So, to answer the question short, long story short, really want to solve this problem, make the platform easily available, accessible to all the customers, solve multiple use cases, not just point to point, integrate with all Travel 2.0 companies. So we piloted with Redbus, Mr. Funny, and where we were sort of envisioning why should a customer call Redbus or whatever, book online on Redbus, then book one leg from home to the bus pickup point, then from drop to home. Why can't we just do it in one click, right? So we're trying all those things. Same thing with Mr. Deep Color from Make My Trip. Why does somebody need to book a flight and then, why can't we just do one thing, right? So book a travel, try to integrate our solution with the Travel 2.0 companies, do it with Book My Show, right? Let's say there's a good experience site outside of Pune, 10 kilometers. Why can't they build a, whatever 6 hours kind of a package for my customers for a home pickup, go there, enjoy, come back. So we're sort of discussing this with a media company here also in Pune, where Pune is a great city, right? But there's no way to really explore it. Why can't we just, sort of offer a city heritage tour on 3 wheels, right? So we see us solving multiple use cases, catering to multiple use cases on the auto wallet platform, integrated with all Travel 2.0 companies and sort of make it really, really easy for customers to use it and help them in whatever way possible, right? Some credit that we would like to take is like we've been able to increase the gross earnings of the driver by 40% and net earnings by 110%, right? Our customer, our first customer is a driver. We would really, really like to, sort of optimize his running, add great monetary value to him. One answer to your question was, you asked some questions. So we're discussing with, you're trying to partner with somebody who offers lifestyle loans to the auto rickshaw drivers, right? Because drivers have families, they have girls to get married, whatever, to marry their kids or whatever, education and all of that. So we're sort of trying to offer insurance. We're trying to talk to a company who will offer vehicle loan to the driver, because this driver has been extremely loyal to a system, right? The same loyalty can be extended to another system and bring benefit to the other system and the auto drivers and so many things, right? So 5 years from now, we would like to do all of that, do social impact, do financial impact, do environmental impact. So far, we've delivered over 5 million kilometers in Pune, and we've saved 500,000 kilometers, right? So when we started, a green CNG auto was not a mandate by government. We chose to pick CNG auto rickshaws. We went and we partnered with the CNG kit company, and we moved hundreds of drivers onto the CNG platform. So we really, really believe to create a social, financial, and environment impact. And we really believe that we have to be the technology layer that can add optimization on top of whatever connecting the two, right? So that's where we bring all the earnings, right? So we want to be solving all those use cases, right? Hopefully, we are not married to just auto, and new vehicles are coming so that we can offer much better service. Somebody wants to sit in an AC rickshaw, right? So let's say Mr. Bajaj comes and says, yes, AC rickshaw brought over there, why not? Right? And we'll do that. We are open for that, right? Somebody comes and says nano. So Sri Lanka does nano on call, right? Why can't we do nano on call? So we are not married to one thing, but we want to leverage on the excess capacity available on the road, right? And make it extremely efficient for the customers and the drivers. And for us, I think we really believe that traffic is a very, very big problem, interesting problem, big, complex, and hence very interesting. Not easy, so all the more interesting. And we've solved this, and we have moved a little bit away from it, but it's still in the same space, trying to add much more value in this overall, commute solution space. And Hawaii.
So that summarizes everything.
Now we know that why you are the sales guy.
Who is the husband? Okay. Anyway, so I must thank Janardan, thanks Mukesh for sharing your story. I wish you all the best. I think you will go places.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Firstly, I thank Mr. Janardan, Prasad and Mr. Mukesh for sharing their valuable entrepreneurial journey and valuable insights. I would like to thank Mr. Sunil Nikhar for facilitating this session today. I would like to thank Mr. Abhijit Maitre for introducing TiE Pune and welcoming everyone for the session today. I thank you all who are present here for participating in today's event. I thank all the charter members, volunteers and TiE Pune team members for making this session successful and possible today. Now I would request Mr. Satish Dugdale to present a memento to Mr. Janardan Prasad. Once again, thank you all for participating in today's event.